Hi, this is Logan Coyne for Mechanics of Exercise Lab 2, starting off with the seated military press. Now when you're doing this exercise, you're going to be seated down. You want your back a little arched, back against the seat, and you're going to be bracing your core when you're lifting. But you're going to have the barbell, hands, grip a bit over shoulder width apart. Go up for a count of 2, come down for a count of 2, come down to about 90 degrees. It's going to be working your anterior and your middle deltoids.
Okay, done.
Alright, for the standing military press, same idea as the sitting military press, except your feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, knees a little bent. Brace your core the whole time so that you're not bending your back and hurting it.
Okay.
For the push-ups, your hands slightly over shoulder width apart, at shoulder level, and you want to keep your elbow in line with your wrist the whole time. Come down almost to the ground, back up, fully extended. It's going to be working your pectoralis major and your anterior deltoids. You want your core braced. You want to have a flat back. It's got to be flat from your heels all the way to your head.
Okay.
For the bench press, flat bench press, you're going to be laying flat on your back, grip the bar over shoulder width. There's usually a few marks here on the bar that you can use, place your fingers on. And you take it off. You want to bring it down. You don't want to go all the way to your chest. That's going to stretch your shoulders, put them in a compromising position a little bit. A lot of people aren't that flexible, it could injure them. You want to come at least 90 degrees though. Elbows at least 90 degrees. Come up and you want to keep the bar in line with your nipples the whole time. It's going to be working your pectoralis major, your anterior deltoid, and all 3 heads of the triceps brachii. For the dumbbell incline press, your bench is going to be inclined about 45-60 degrees, maybe 30 degrees for if you're not as experienced or as strong as others. And same principles as the bench press, except with dumbbells, still keep your hands the same width apart and down to about 90 degrees. Keep it in line with your nipples. It's going to be working the pectoralis major again, anterior deltoid, triceps brachii, and the serratus anterior. The difference between the incline and the flat bench is that this is going to be working a bit more of your shoulders, a bit more of the upper pectoralis major, and just remember to keep your core braced. For the seated row, a lot of places have a cable machine for this. I use a resistance band. You can have a resistance band wrapped around a pole or something. But for this, you're going to sit down. You want to make sure your back stays arched, core is braced, and when you pull it back, you're going to be squeezing your scapulas together, the shoulder blades. And then when it pulls you, you're going to round your shoulders a little bit, feel a little bit of a stretch. And then bring it back and squeeze, exhale, inhale, It's going to be working your latissimus dorsi muscles, the trapezius muscles, a little bit of the posterior deltoid, the biceps, the teres major, the rhomboid major. So it's a pretty good exercise.
Okay.
For the bent over rows, using a barbell, same grip as the bench press basically, except you're going to be facing forward in a pronated grip again, and you're going to make important part is to have your back arched and your core braced as you bend over, because as soon as you start to hunch and you're losing that form, that's when you get into injury territory. So when you grab it, it's going to be down. You're going to pull it up, squeeze your shoulder blades together again, the scapulas. It's going to be working the same muscles almost as the seated row that we did. The latissimus dorsi, the trapezius, major rhomboid, teres major, bicep brachii. This is the single arm dumbbell row. For this one, you can have one knee up on flat bench, the other hand, the same hand on the bench as well. When you come down, you want your back flat, slightly arched, your feet over shoulder width apart. You're going to grab the dumbbell in a neutral grip. Exhale as you bring it up. 1, 2. Inhale on the way down. You want to let it sag a little bit to get that extra extension. And it's going to be working the posterior deltoids, latissimus dorsi, teres major, rhomboid major. It's a little bit of the trapezius and the biceps. This exercise is the lat pull down. It's going to be working your latissimus dorsi muscles here and your biceps. What you want to do is when you grab it, most times in a gym you'll have a pulley system. There'll be a whole bar across. I like using the resistance bands here. And you're on a seat. You want to make sure your back is arched. Lean back a little bit. Core braced. Bring the handles, in my case, down to your chest. If you're using a bar, it would be the bar. Down to your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, the scapulas. Back up. And down. Okay, for the dips that we're doing, normally there'd be parallel bars if you're in a gym. I'm working out at my house all the time. A good thing to use is the corner of your counters if you have enough space. Get your hands about shoulder width, maybe a little bit more. And coming down, you want to go down to about 90 degrees till your elbows about 90 degrees. Keep your back straight, chin up, chest out a little bit, and it's going to be working the pectoralis major, triceps brachii, anterior deltoid, a little bit of the stratus anterior as well.